The time is now 5:01, and I hereby call this Finance Committee meeting of Flint City Council to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin?
Present.
Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Johnson is not in. Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 6 members present.
We have 6 members present. Oh, my goodness. Reading of disorderly persons, City Code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any requests for agenda changes or additions?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I have 2. One is, sorry, I'm looking at the number. One changes a correction for Resolution 250386T. The first resolution on the agenda under resolutions. And we're just going to call it a correction. It's for approving the reallocation of ARPA funds to award $150,000 to the North Flint Food Co-op. The resolution that's on your agenda reads by the city administrator. And the second paragraph says, whereas the city administration recommends reallocating $300,000. The correction is to change the header to by the city council and change that whereas paragraph to whereas the city council recommends reallocating $150,000. So we're just going to switch the one that's on the agenda for this. The substantive part of the resolution doesn't change. The resolve doesn't change. It's just those corrections at the beginning. The second is an add-on resolution.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Never mind. I was wrong.
And, the secretary is handing those out. And the second is an add-on from the administration. It's a resolution to Weinstein Electric Company, change order number 3 for additional electrical services for the wiring of the 12th Street garage in the amount of $148,960. That's an add-on from the administration.
Okay, I'll order that without objection. And that will go, be the last resolution. Thank you. Any other addition or corrections? Changes or additions, excuse me. Okay, hearing none, it's now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to this council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only 1 speaking opportunity per speaker. Madam Clerk, who is our first speaker?
First speaker is Chris Morris.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. Is that better? Perfect. Good evening, Council. Happy to be here advocating for the North Flint Food Market and with the resolution for the funding request. Exciting week for us here as we opened our doors on the 12th last Wednesday to a lot of excitement from the community and a lot of support, from the news and media and just an outstanding reception. I see a lot of familiar faces that were there to join us and welcome that and shop with us. So thank you very much. I just want to advocate for, the release of these funds in support of the ongoing sustainability of the markets and investment in your constituents. This is Flint's first community-owned grocery store, which I think, is pretty exciting. And, just to see the reaction from the shoppers and the member owners and just the community alike, it's been overwhelming this past week. And we would like to continue to see that investment go and into the people. I think one of the benefits of a co-op and a community-owned grocery store is that, those funds multiply and circle throughout the city. I mean, this is all local investment, so it goes to our staff and their developments and their ongoing training and professional development. And those monies, feed that circular economy there. So unlike some organizations that are headquartered outside, this is 100% local. And we would hope and ask that the city enthusiastically supports, the project and the feat that these individuals were able to pull together over the past 12 years. This has been a 12-year venture for them. So it's just so exciting to see that come to fruition. I know in the past when this has come. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I just want to advocate because I would, we want all the members to not only, the council want members to be not only members of the co-op, you don't have to be a member to shop there, but we would love to have you as members. And I know in the past there, has been thoughts of a conflict of interest. So I know there has been abstention on votes for members that are member owners of the co-op. If there's fear of, any financial conflict, because of when a co-op is profitable, they pay patronage dividends out to their member owners. Right now, that number's around 1,000, and now that the doors are open, that's growing every day. As I said, I know you wear many hats as council members, and your vote for this is very important to us. So, we would suggest that, we don't want to lose you as members, and if the financial, the potential for patronage dividends is, creating that conflict, we would be happy to work with our board and have a document that you would abstain from any patronage dividends so you can continue to hold your membership and support the market. Yeah, any questions? I guess we're there. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
The next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
All right, let me start off by saying that I have a correction to make. Yesterday, I went live talking about Councilman Leon Elamine and his funds, ward funds, the $30,000. I said that he cut the grass, and he didn't. He used NAC, and they got paid $2,000. But the part that I was correct on was that he got $24,000 to his company for doing porches. He voted to give Neighborhood Hub funds and then turned around and contracted through his company to do the porches, $24,000. What in the world is he doing? The city, he used Abdullah Enterprise. So Tom Watts was not able to catch it. The city caught it. And the city has not reimbursed Neighborhood Engagement Hub their $24,000 that they put up front. This is true because it was spoke about Monday at their board meeting. You cannot vote to give money to somewhere and then turn around and make money off of it. And then all the purchase that was done was your properties, Made Institute. Damn. Y'all better not pass that resolution for another reconsideration. Liddell, Councilwoman Lewis, yours is in question too, because you did not give any addresses of the grass that you were supposed to cut. So yours are questionable too right now. $24,000, your own company. I'm hoping that you deny it because the paperwork will be out. It's sad. How is it that we can't get ahead because, and then we always screaming, black people need to be in position, but the black people are the ones that's robbing the other black people. We put you in position to help, but you turn around and take. That's sad. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Final speaker for this meeting is David Peachy.
Dave Peachy, Fourth Ward. I was looking over this, how much money you guys want to spend, which my community won't see any of it. $720,000 is going to go out the door. $30,000 for each one of you, which I don't know what you do it with. But we're back to the store again, almost $500,000. That store just opened. Shouldn't they be able to? They opened a store. Why am I supporting it? You say it's community. Only one community goes to that store. It isn't the Fourth Ward. It isn't the second, 8th Ward or the 9th Ward. It's the First Ward and the Second Ward use it. We're supporting all them. The stores we go to is Kroger's, Fresh Farmers, which is so expensive. Both of them are very expensive, but we go to them. We support them. Why should I have to support your I get a little frustrated over this kind of stuff because it just doesn't make any sense. Each one of you guys is going to get $30,000 to spend any way you want, what I understand. If I'm wrong, you can correct me, but I've seen this happen before. My neighborhood could use a lot of this money just to get the blight cleaned up, which we've seen very little of it. You can go along with that, am I right? There's things happening in the Fourth Ward that shouldn't be happening anywhere in the city. We have people got camped out where the houses have been torn down. They have actually built roads that go from Bennett to Broadway, where the houses were. They drive right straight through. There's a field there. They've made roadways through there. Then you go there at night and there's 10 cars sitting in this vacant lot, nice cars. And they got campfires going. Now, gee, what do you think is going on? A Boy Scout meeting? There's drug addicts there. There's prostitutes. They all come right down the street. You can see them. Nothing being done. Oh, we got neighborhood safety officer, whoever the hell that is. You know, he drives around in a white truck all day long. It must be a nice job. I stopped and asked him, I said, what do you do? Oh, he said, I put stickers on cars. Come on, how about blight? You got blight? Oh, he said, I don't do blight. He said, I can't call the land bank because he can't do anything about it anyway. He puts a sticker on and reports it. It gets very frustrating. If you guys just drove over there once in a while and see how bad it was. They put stones. What's this deal about all these stones around the blighted property? Did you see that?
Some of them.
Now that cures blight when you put stones on. They've stole the stones. And besides that, they just throw the garbage over the goddamn stones. How much money did that cost us? I don't see anything being done for my community. And I'm saying my community because I've lived there for 50 years. And I've come in front of you people so many times. I hope we can do something about it. But don't give that store that money.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
That was the final speaker for this meeting.
Thank you. It's now time for council response. Members, council members who may respond once to all public speakers, only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to do council response? Is there anyone who'd like to respond to the public?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
thank you. I do want to say thank you to the speakers who are here. But there is also being accountable for our 30,000, which is a once in a lifetime amount of money to spend to use it in a way that we should be able to re-see it again. To where we'd be able to kind of share it in our wards to where it would be something substantial. I don't know if that 24,000 Mr. Woodson was spent to his own organization, but that is something through you, Madam Chair, to the city clerk and city attorney. I would like to have a referral to see where was the ward money spent, where did it go, and ultimately where did it end up at, and was it any businesses associated with the council people? I think there needs to be transparency with that. I spent my money on the help center at Bethel United Methodist Church, which has Tuesday through Thursdays. You can go there and get blood pressure testing. You can get cholesterol testing for free, diabetes screening, COVID-19 and flu shots and testing for free. So that was part of mine. The other part went to Mott Park with the Going Green Garage, to where we have electric mowers, lawn mowers, rakes, blowers, shovels, anything to help beautify your property. And so we had a responsibility to make sure that we use those to where it would be used in the proper way. So I would like to have a referral to see, I believe the fiduciary was neighborhood engagement hub, to see with those, because the community deserves transparency. So I yield the floor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Anyone else? Dr. Lewis?
Thank you. So I would like to thank our few speakers that came up, and also Mr. Peachy, who's out there in the hall. I know he was talking about how the different wards could use those funds, and a lot of the council people, we use those funds to hit the target, and the target was to benefit the people. And so unfortunately, I hate every time Mr. Woodson comes to the lectern, if he's not calling me a name, it's some kind of crazy accusation. Yes, so as far as my paperwork, please talk to Mr. Tom Wyatt about the paperwork. All of my lots and parcels are documented. So I appreciate that. Please double check that, because we've been cutting and knocking down a lot of grass and bushes in the second ward, and make it so bad. We have a video, and I will share that online again. It's called the Second Ward Beautification Project. And so we've been beautifying and also getting the subsequent cuts on the land bank lots. That's what I set out to do with my money, because unlike many other wards, yes, we have a lot of blight. We have a lot of abandoned homes. And this is what the neighbors that come to my neighborhood meeting, this is what they said they wanted done. And that's exactly what we done. So we're looking forward to continue into the next year to do this work. And hopefully my colleagues will support this so we can do great work throughout the entire city. We know that, like Councilwoman Burns said, her money helps support a lot of things in the 6th ward, as well as mine. Councilwoman Priestley, she's knocking down homes. We know that Councilwoman Machette, she's tending to her neighborhood association, as well as other great projects. So we're doing great things with these dollars. And so if it was passed in the budget and the funds are there, there's no reason why we can't take care of our community. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Councilwoman Priestley.
Go ahead.
Thank you to the speakers. Mr. Peachy, I'm going to take my 2 minutes specifically for you. I hear exactly what you were saying. The 4th ward has become what the entire north side once was, right? The entire east side of Flint is now becoming what that once was. And so as we see the reinvestment that is happening on the north end, we need to see that reinvestment begin to happen in the 4th ward. One thing that I will tell you is that Councilwoman Priestley tirelessly advocates. She does. every single solitary day. To the point where, you know, she's taken up trying to figure out, you know, housing, trying to figure out brownfields, just different things that can help the fourth ward. And so what I will do is I will commit myself to helping you kind of figure out how we solve some of the issues that you were talking about. So I'm assuming she has the particular streets where you said some of the blocks had been taken. And so I will commit to helping her figure out, you know, what's another step that can be taken and how she can continue, because she has already gotten rid of so many abandoned buildings. Also, I will commit to having a meeting with Councilwoman Priestley and the Land Bank, because there are some conversations that are well overdue in all of our awards as it pertains to the land bank and some of the properties. And so I think it is time that just as a council that we get a report on what's happening, because I know that there was some funding allocated for demolition of properties. And so I just think it's time that we all get that update. And then additionally, what I will say is I hate when it feels like, because you've been neglected so long, that you feel like it has to be an either or. I feel like we can support and uplift the food market as well as support and uplift the fourth ward. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
I'm just going to piggyback on that and ask you, as well as Councilman Priestley, to bring the land bank in to give us a presentation on demolitions, or whether it be the next finance or this upcoming special affairs. If we could reach out to land bank and do a half-hour presentation, something on where we are, if we're behind schedule, over budget, stuff like that, so that the public can know. I mean, it's been, I think it's been 2 years since we gave them money. We haven't heard nothing. So I would ask the chairs if we can coordinate that and schedule for an upcoming meeting, because it is a pressing matter, because there's still houses in every person's ward that need to come down. And I think from my last count, they are behind schedule. So I would like to hear from them. So if we could coordinate that, that'd be great.
Yep.
And I yield the rest of
We're
my time.
glad to do that.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
And I would like to say something to that too. In addition to the properties for demolition, you know, I think it'd be a good idea to have land bank come in, because we need to talk about the blight on their properties, on the land bank properties. And I understand, Mr. Peachy, you know, the blighted properties, they need to be clean. And I don't know if the land bank has a blight elimination team or what, but we need to discuss that as well. So I would like that on that discussion too. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm going to take my time, Mr. Peachy. Thank you so much for pointing out the two properties you were talking about, the people where they gather every day and the road that goes through. I have spoken to the land bank and informed them of those properties. They're land bank properties. That's what frustrates me so much, because so many of my complaints that I receive are land bank, and I can't force them to do a thing. All I can do is ask them, and they do it on their own timing. And I'd like to get rid of the land bank, 100%. And then in regards to the stones that are in the driveway and stuff, it's supposed to stop them from dumping, but we know they can go around it. And that's what I think they're going to do on that roadway that they've got between Bennett and Broadway. I think they're going to put a log or something there, but they'll just drive around it. But I suspect that's what they will do for that property. All right, that is my time. We are now to the consent reconsideration. We have a reconsideration of Resolution 250371-T, reallocation of funds, ARPA category, City Council Ward priorities. I'll entertain a motion. Is there a motion on this reconsideration?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I move that we reconsider Resolution 250371.
There's a motion on the floor from the councilwoman in the second ward to reconsider 250371. Is there support?
Councilwoman Priestley, may I interject?
Yes, go ahead.
In regards to this reconsideration for the resolution 250 and 371-T, the legal department has been advised that we may need to take a look at whether or not these resolutions need to be vetted by the legal department before they are discussed and voted upon. So we would like at least a couple of weeks to research this. There was a case in 2008, Williamson versus Flint City Council, that we believe may require the legal department to review all resolutions for proper form.
Thank you.
So that would also include 250386-T as well.
Okay, so it is the legal department requesting us not to reconsider it at this time?
At this time, yes, Ms.
Madam
Priestley.
Chair.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
I do understand Attorney Wallace's concerns and the legal department's concerns, but the idea is that the council would not act or approve a resolution that has not been signed off on. If the argument is to approve as to form, it's possible to give this to the legal department so they can approve it as to form. And it could be referred to special affairs. And then at that time, when they also, if it makes it that far, before the council approves it, because if the question is, it needs to be signed off, approved as to form, as opposed to voting on a resolution that's not signed, that's what that legal opinion is about. That's what that judgment was about. I just wanted to point that out to the council.
And if I may follow up on that.
Go ahead.
And that could very well be true, but the city, the attorney's office will need at least a couple of weeks to research this issue, whether or not it has to review all resolutions before they're submitted. So we respectfully request that time to do that.
So we do have a motion on the floor to reconsider.
I retract my motion.
Okay, that has been withdrawn.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So that would die for lack of a second?
Yes, the lack of support, any motion, because the motion was withdrawn. So there is no motion on the floor for this reconsideration.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by the councilman in the 8th ward to approve the consent agenda. Is there support? Support. Supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there any separations?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
250386,
Yep,
250391,
okay.
387,
Okay,
that's all I have.
and that's it?
That's all I have.
Okay. Are there any others? Go ahead.
250388-G.
Okay,
That will be all for me.
okay. Is there anyone else?
389.
389?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
that resolution 250386-T also is included
Yeah, it's
in that
separated.
request.
Yeah, that's why it's
Okay,
separated.
thanks.
Yeah. Any others? Anyone else? We have one resolution then in our consent agenda. That's 250390 to M-Tech Company for the purchase of 2 sewer cleaning combination trucks for the
Madam
sewer
Chair.
department. Yes, ma'am.
You also have an add-on.
Oh,
number
the
one.
add-on. Thank you so much. I did not write that on my thing. And we have the add-on, which is to Weinstein Electric for additional electric services.
How they get always the electric.
So this is the vote for the consent agenda. Come on, why do you keep going back there?
Mr. Alamin?
Yes.
It's an addition.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. And my computer is really acting weird today. Give me just a second to update my note. Okay, our first separated resolution is 250386, reallocation.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
motion to postpone indefinitely.
There's a motion on the floor to postpone indefinitely,
Support.
supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. The motion was made by the councilman in the 8th ward. This is the vote to postpone indefinitely.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin?
Yes.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. The next resolution is 250391, reallocation of ARPA funds for the North Flint Food Market Cooperative. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I would like to move this resolution to council.
There's a motion on the floor by the councilwoman in the 2nd ward to send this to council. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So I had spoke with Dr. Flynn and stated that I was willing to support 150,000. And so our conversation, he was okay. Then I was told that there was a second one which was put back up there for 300,000 for this probably should have been a reconsideration because it's been before us before several times at 300,000. So his question was, what happened to all the money? And Flint never did a buy-in. Flint actually did do a buy-in underneath Dr. Mayor Karen Weaver. 250,000 was given out of community block grant funds for this project to obtain the building. I did, as I spoke with him when he was here, my last meeting was with Ridgeway White, when he stated he was given the 1.5 million. So he did state at this meeting too, he did not need city council money to open the doors. I did tell him there would be some struggles along the way and some other conversations, but I was willing to do 150, and then we will see 6 months down the road. I am not changing from that. I'm very firm on that. And it is what it is. I had no idea that they were going to, and I'm gonna go through you, Madam Chair, to the city attorney. We have did, Attorney Wallace, resolutions before that we never, we're supposed to be co-equal branches. So to hear it takes, we said 3 weeks to give a legal opinion, that if we have 300,000, we should definitely have 150,000.
Is that a question?
Right. Pardon me?
Is that a question?
Yes, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Winfrey Carter was talking at the same time. I'm sorry. So yes,
I stated we would like, respectfully request a couple of weeks, not 3 weeks, to research whether or not all resolutions need to be reviewed by the legal department. before
Okay.
submission.
So I've never seen that before, as long as I've followed Flint city government, that all of them have to be reviewed before we present them. I've never seen that. So that has not been our precedence, and it will slow our process down and how government business will be done.
For information.
What's your request?
Is it just because it's from the city council, or is it because, or is it based on the city administrator ones that they submit too, that they need weeks?
Yeah.
Or is that through, to whom?
The
To me.
speaker, that's the only
Okay.
person I can. send
Yeah,
it to.
well, Attorney Wallace, can you answer that question?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Is it because of the council, is it the same for the city, the administration as it is for the council, that before a resolution is created, that it must be reviewed or vetted?
And that's what we want to determine, whether all resolutions that emanate from city council or the administration need to come through the legal department.
So that's kind of late in the vetting process to do that, and will, I think, drastically slow down the business of everything. So thank you for that, for answering. So I am at 150. I'm not doing 300,000. And so if you would like to amend it, my colleagues down, then I will do 150. Then we will see. That is my commitment. That was my word that I gave for the market to see. I did speak with Mr. Flynn about when I sat down with Ridgeway, and he did what he promised me he would do. He said he would give 1.5 million, and he did. And when I'm looking at that, he kept his word, because at that point we were, I think, 4-4. We didn't even have we were stuck at 4-4 for about a year. And so I am willing to do the 150. I'll let my colleagues speak. I'm not going to do a bunch of back and forth. I'm firm on that. If we can see, and through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Moore, if you can hear, or Mr. Borley, how much do we have in all of our ARPA categories, and what do we have that's available to even use for food access, or any other categories that we could put this in? Borley. And my time is, by the time you get here, it's going to wind down. I'm sorry. Can we get that, please? What's available in the other categories, with it being a new business, what we can use, and how much is available?
We can get that information to you pretty quickly.
Okay, that would be great if you, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the first round?
We're going through the roadcast.
Any
Not
other
again.
discussion in the first round?
Put your earpiece in. That'll
Yes,
work.
you ain't gonna be
I'll
able
take
to
my
hear.
time.
I'm good.
I
I
just
just heard enough.
do it the other way. We could talk to him.
No,
like
it's-
in
it's-
a-
Gave
it's
from
live.
ARPA $20,000 to
I
establish
can hear.
businesses
No,
in
go
this
back.
city,
Oh,
to
you can have one of my
improve
things.
Mm-mm,
My ears
their
are-
services.
mm-mm.
There is a hardware store in the first ward, been in existence for 60 years. We gave them $20,000, and
I
they're
just
struggling,
told you I'm straight.
and they're in existence. We gave $20,000 to Luigi's, who put $150,000 into heating and cooling that was required because their systems died over the summer. Got another $20,000 for another business that's been in
Ridgeway got the money to
existence
give, is
for
all I'm
60
saying.
Years.
We could have used some
Those
of
were
that money
grants.
on some more little
I
houses.
object to giving a new business money in order to
Give the
make
money.
a go
I'm
of
not
it.
mad at
You can't
Reggie
make a
getting
go
this
of it.
money.
Why are
Y'all
you there?
remember when I wrote that post?
don't
If- Just
need
go on and
public
give him the
support
money
to
from the
keep
beginning. Why we
going.
gotta go through
As a
all of
rule,
these,
I am
you know,
not going to
months
vote,
of saying,
besides the fact that
no, just give him his
my
money and-
residents have told
know
me
what I'm saying?
over and
I be
over and
too- I
over
be get- we
again,
be getting too
do not
emotionally
support the
invested.
North Flint food market
And then
with
they
any
still be
ARPA
voting.
dollars.
Yes. So
Not going to support a new
Ah.
business that has cost
look at our
millions
emotions all involved.
and 12 years to get into existence. Congratulations. I want you to succeed, but you won't succeed with my vote and with city dollars through my vote. Second round, anyone?
Madam
So
Chair.
you know
Go
that's
ahead.
playing through the
Well,
mic,
I mean,
right?
you've been that way since the beginning with the
That-
popcorn
I can
popper and
hear
the
that over
pineapple
here.
cutter.
Wow.
And the cupcakes that you wanted for $1 or
Okay.
whatever.
Mm.
So I do support the market.
Okay,
It's a
go back
beautiful
to what we
market.
was doing.
Mm-mm,
But I
go
want to make
ahead.
sure we don't
No.
know really where our finances are. And I was very
What you
comfortable
was
with my
doing?
decision. I
Come on,
stand on my
now,
word when I
so
said,
we
let's
can-
come back.
Come on now, so
The
I
other
can
part
hear.
is there was a forensic audit.
Yes, sir.
Forensic
Merchant,
audit
you
which
so
was
angry.
done. They
They
stated
said the
that everything
4-4
was some
residents
things you
sound
couldn't
very
account for.
racist.
One,
They want to
COVID.
support
You
people
couldn't
from the
account
north side.
for
Will you go
the
back so I
price
can hear
of
it?
labor and materials triple
I'm reading the comment.
and sometimes more.
I
and
seen them
security.
changing the units
So
out
whether it's
before
on
the
the
check
north
came.
end or
Wow.
whatever, if it's a good project, I'm gonna support it. My ward is probably a 50-50, but one thing that they have said, many of them in the meetings, the multitude of meetings that I go to, I have 6 associations, is that they support growth for the entire city. And when we talk about the entire city and the small micro loans that was given, sometimes they just need to have someone who advocates for them in a positive way. So if your council person isn't advocating for your ward, you may have a problem. There's no limit to, if you have public transportation, takes you right there. You can get public transportation, you can get in your vehicle, you can take a Uber, you can order your groceries and get them delivered. But it is a beautiful market. Now that the doors are open, we did have a buy-in, which was under Dr. Mayor Karen Weaver. And with hers, it was $250 to help acquire. The food co-op in Detroit took 14 years to open. It took 14 years. And so as the city with the business, we give Oprahs. We give them all the time. So what's the difference? Just voted for $72 million to give to Ashley Capital. But then they wrote checks to people campaigns. So we're stating that we're going to give to help this market along. I'm comfortable with 150. We can come back. That doesn't mean enough. And let's see, because if you're in the city, we're building a relationship. They'll give a tax break, but they won't give something to help start something. And I have stated the markets in my ward that are really near, we do not have a Kroger on my side of town. The closest Kroger there's only one Kroger in Flint, Richfield Road. All the other ones are outside of the city boundaries. And so when we look at the stores that are there, cleanliness is a problem. This store is nice inside, it's clean. You know, they serve hot food, I hear, at a good price. And so if you don't like what's being advocated in your store or in your neighborhood and you've got problems, you don't like what you see, and you wonder why other people are out there getting it done, because they're doing the work and listening to the people. I get streets, sidewalks, demolition. I get it done because I'm doing the work for my residents and I listen to them.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I just want to say this. I support the market 100%. I'm a member of the market. And with that, I cannot vote to, I'm going to have to abstain my vote. And I'm not going to rescind my membership. It would be a conflict of interest for me. And I mean, I hope that we can get the votes for the market, but I'm a member. It's a conflict of interest, and I will need to abstain my vote. And that's just it. That's the bottom line. I would think that you already spoke, right? Yeah, and this is the second round. We can actually.
Second round so far, and you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
this is supposed to be through the chair?
Yeah, and we could amend this resolution to make it to the 150,000. So, but how many, I'm gonna yield the floor and let the rest of my colleagues speak, and I've said what I needed to say. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the
Madam
second
Chair.
round? Go ahead.
Thank you. I've stated time and time again, I'm in full support of this market. I believe that we can walk and chew gum at the same time, even though sometimes it seems as though we cannot. We can. And so I believe we can support this market and both uplift and support the fourth ward as well as any other ward. And so with that said, I know we're kind of trying to figure out how this works. I think we have two ways that this can work right now. We can go ahead and let this vote play out, and however it goes, it goes. If for whatever the reason this particular vote is not successful, there is an opportunity to make another motion on this in which you amend. So that's completely up to my colleagues. As I stated, I will gladly be voting yes for this 300,000. I yield.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I will not be supporting this today. It's clear that this keeps coming before us with different dollar amounts. And to the point that some of my colleagues have made several times is they had enough money to open the event center beforehand. And now all of a sudden, they didn't need the money to open, and now we want to give them 150 because we have no idea why. What is this money going to be used for? They came before us before and said that they needed dollars to train employees for the opening. Well, now they're open, so what is this money going to be used for? So I still cannot support this. I can't support 150. I can't support $1, to be honest with you. It's just not going to happen. So I'll yield, and I will continue to not vote for this. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
thank you. I can respect Councilwoman Priestley because she said from day one that she didn't support you. I can respect that. But it's kind of hard to sit here and hear people say that they support you, but they don't want to give you the amount that you asked for to sustain. You know, you've been coming here for a long time, a very long time, and asking for these funds. And you know, I went to the food market, and man, several hundred of the residents went to the food market, and they saw how instrumental and how important that is to the community. So in good faith, I can't sit here and give you accolades and tell you how much you need it and then shortchange you. I don't think that's fair. But in any event, I do support. And so if the only way that you can get anything is voting for the 150, I'll support that. But I support the 300,000. I support the efforts that you all have put into you're hiring our residents. When I was in the store, I was talking to a Fourth Ward resident. So when Ms. Priestley say that the Fourth Ward is in Florida, that's not really true. You have Fourth Ward people that are employed at the store. I asked some more, employees where they live, in terms of residence-wise. A lot of them, they didn't know the ward, but, they expressed, some of them lived in the 5th, there's a few in the 6th, and a handful in the 7th. So I didn't poll everyone, but that just represents how many people that this food market is touching. And so in good faith, I can't say that this is fair because it's not. This body, some people on the body said that if you were to get the 1.5 million, that they would vote for you. They went back on their word. They didn't do it. And that's very unfortunate.
Be respectful.
So, and we have the videotape to prove it. They said that they will support you with $300,000. So I don't want anyone to get up out of their seat and go to the bathroom to avoid the vote. I support you at $300,000 as well as $150,000. And I also support you with my patronage. And so does the Second Ward. So thank you so much for believing in us to put that food market over there. But I'll tell you, it begs the question, if this market was in the 8th Ward or the 4th Ward, would they support that? I think they may. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm going to take just a few seconds to dispute what Dr. Lewis said, and that is that I have received more and all negative comments towards this food market. Maybe there are others that do support it, but I have not heard from them. So my vote stands. I have been consistent. Same with Mr. Pfeiffer. We have been standing firm that with no money towards the North Flint food market, we don't
Request
wish
for
you to fail.
information.
What's your request?
You don't remember the meeting where he said he will vote for it if they got money from mine?
No, I don't remember him saying that, but I don't remember everything.
Okay.
He may have said that. I honestly don't remember him saying that. I've lost my train of thought. I wish you success. I want you to succeed. I really and truly do. I just don't think it should be done on public money. This is the vote to send resolution 250391 to council.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley,
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
I abstain for reasons stated before.
Ms. Burns,
No.
Ms. Mashat,
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
No.
Mr. Jarrett,
I abstain.
Mr. Alamin,
Yes.
Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
The vote is 4 yes, 3 no.
Madam Chair.
2,
Yes, ma'am.
She's got to finish reading the.
unless she wants to change her vote.
No, I want to keep my vote. Thank you. I'm going to amend it after you're finished with the count.
Okay, 4 yes, 3 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 4 yes, 3 no, 2 abstentions.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to amend it to 150,000 for the North Flint Food Market.
There's a motion on the floor by the council. Yes,
Is that not, only main motions can be made? That's the second.
you're right. That is an amendment to this motion.
That's not
Correct.
a valid motion.
That is correct. You
They've
are
been
correct.
doing it.
Going on.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Put a motion.
I was just about to, I would like to make a motion to reconsider resolution 250391-T, reallocation of ARPA funds, North Flint Food Market Cooperative.
There's a motion on the floor to reconsider 250391 by this councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 5th ward. Is there any discuss, this is the vote to reconsider.
Ms. Priestley,
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
I mean, I can reconsider.
I think you can vote
Yes.
for the reconsider.
Yeah, I can reconsider.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mashat,
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
No.
Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
Mr. Alamin. Yes. Dr. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no. So this is the, so
Madam Chair.
go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to amend the 300 to 150,000. The 300,000 to 150,000.
We need a main motion first. We need a motion.
I'm sorry, Madam, we're reconsidering it.
We're reconsidering, but now you got to make a motion to send it.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to send 250391-T, reallocation of ARPA funds, North Flint Food Market Cooperative to council.
There's a motion on the floor to send resolution 250391-T to council. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 5th ward.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
That was 6th word, Madam Chair.
Oh, you're right, 6th ward. Thank you
I
very
would
much.
like to make a motion to amend the amount from 300,000 to 150,000.
There's a motion on the floor to amend the amount from 300,000 to 150,000. Is there support? Support. They're supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. This is the motion, the vote to amend. I don't believe we do
We
discussion
don't
on
discuss,
amendments.
we amend. Nope, no discussion.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
I abstain.
Ms. Burns,
Support.
No.
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Mashat,
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
No.
Mr. Jarrett,
I abstain.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley.
No.
The vote is 4 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 4 yes. Whoops, just a second. 4 yes, 2 no, and 2 abstention.
Where was he at?
That motion fails.
Leon could have passed it
So
and he
this
got
is
up
the
and
vote to
dipped.
send back,
He do
back to
it.
the main motion,
Nah, go ahead.
250391-G
Nah,
to council.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm
No.
good. Man,
This is the
I
vote to
just
send
wasn't
it to
here
council
today.
as it stands.
I
because
don't
the
care.
amendment failed.
Leon is. Did he get up and went there for the vote?
Stop.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Monday.
No, go ahead.
You're right, you need to
Leon, it's we.
For the
Like,
300,000.
I'm not.
You hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I hear you
Ms.
though, but
Burns.
I can't.
No.
Man,
Ms.
you
Michelle?
hurt.
Yes.
The right one.
I can't believe Leon got
Pfeiffer?
up and walked up out
Mr.
on him.
Jarrett?
I abstain.
He got a weak
Mr.
bladder.
Allen's not in.
It seemed like every time his bladder, he got
Dr.
to go
Lewis?
run to the
Yes.
bathroom when it's time for that
Ms.
crucial
Johnson?
vote.
Ms. Priestley?
Dennis over there
No.
talking to Candace. Don't fall for it,
Dennis
Dennis.
not in. The vote is
They playing musical chairs
3
like a
yes,
mother.
Man,
2
Liddell,
no.
Liddell
One
nearly
abstention.
showing
The
her
vote
off the
is
dribble.
3 yes,
Ain't nothing
3
you
no,
asking
and
for
1
passing.
abstention. Going on to the next resolution.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
make a motion to send 250387 to council.
There's a motion on the floor from the councilman in the 8th ward.
Leon is
To
easy.
send 250387 to council. Is there support?
He got a
Supported
weak
by
bladder.
Councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there any
We
discussion?
talking to.
Go ahead, Mrs.
We can talk to.
Is there anyone in administration who can speak to resolution 250387?
Hi, Laura, can you give me some background on what exactly is going to be happening with these renovations?
So that is the basement, kind of when you walk over by the dome. That's where, what's the department called? now?
Blight?
Community development will be housed. No one's operating out of it right now. But they were displaced due to the other renovation and things. Do you have this, was it 14 people? 14 staff members will be in there. So what they're doing there is a lot of cosmetic work. They're also that was very customer service based in there at one point years ago. So there's kind of an area with a now non-functioning, I don't know what you
So
would call
this
it.
doesn't
counter-
say that this was a budgeted expenditure, so was this proposed in the budget, do we know?
Right, so this, the funds to cover this is an existing OFAEC grant that can be used for this from 2021.
Can you
256,100.
tell me what OFAEC means?
I can look it up. Give me a second. I just know the acronyms. Give me.
I'm not familiar with that acronym, so, okay.
Flint Area Enterprise Community. It's from 2021.
And so that's
So
still
it's a lot-
active 5
yeah,
years later?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
How do
So
we sit- let me-
I'm just going
This
to
is, no, this is frustrating to me. Like, this has been in disrepair for years, right? So how in that, I'm not trying not to cuss, how do we sit on funds available for 5 years on something that's been in, and I think there's a story on the Flint Police Department and how their facilities are crap. Like, why are we sitting on funds for 5 years in a grant to get this stuff done? It boggles my mind.
I can't answer what my predecessors decided to do. I can only see that I identified this
So-
as a way of doing it now.
How much,
So
Can I have-
260,000, 260,000 will be coming from that.
and that will zero out that account?
I don't know. I will look, I will get that figure
I
to
would,
you.
I would like to know if we have other dollars sitting out there to
Certainly.
take care of these other nonsense
Certainly.
problems that people are working in hazardous conditions.
I will certainly look at that
Okay.
for you.
And,
But do you want more detail of what it's going to do?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you good?
absolutely.
All right,
Sure,
so
sure.
I have it here if you give me a second. So we're looking at electrical upgrades, flooring replacement, replace drop ceiling and lights, window treatment, paint, and then the 14 office workstations.
Do we have any asbestos in that area? That, or we-
I don't know. That would be a question for maintenance. I don't know.
Okay.
That would be a question.
I'd be interested to know if we were going to abate any asbestos, because usually with these pipes, we have asbestos. So I'd like to know if we're going to abate it or just do the renovation and
For sure.
not
I
disturb
I
it.
can check on that.
If you would.
I can ask Lee. Simply.
Because I want to make sure that if we do asbestos abatement, that they're, whoever does it is properly licensed.
When we did the bid walkthrough, we are doing carpet squares like this. That's one thing that Lee's working on, is making sure they all kind of look the same. So if something
Yeah.
is spilled or whatever, it's just easily, we have it on, bulk.
Mhm.
So that's going to go over top of the flooring. The rest of it in there is a lot of block wall.
No, so the heating pipes that run through the ceiling for the boiler.
Well, that's got a drop ceiling in it. So I believe the ceiling tiles are being replaced, but I don't know if anything else is going to be disturbed
Okay.
underneath, I should say, that ceiling
Okay.
tile. So,
So we're just going to carpet tile. If there's asbestos tile below, we're just carpet tiling over top of it.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing will be disturbed in that way. We
Um,
peeled it up and they didn't look like they were 9x9. But I
Okay.
mean, that's a corner, right? I mean, you never know in the center until you get in there, but.
Thank you. That is your time. Any other discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
For you to Mr. Edwards. Mr. Edwards, I had sent the email to have Lee from facilities here.
Mr. Edwards?
And well, I'm gonna talk, Clyde, while you're walking, because I'm concerned, the buildings are all like the age and the problems are the same issue. And I believe this is the south building, and I believe it flooded too, didn't it? I think the whole, almost every complex, and we've had other issues even throughout, even in the clerk's office where there was mold, black mold that had to be remediated. So is there a reason why Lee isn't here?
Yes, there is. He had a family matter. He had already taken the time and everything to be off today for his family
Okay,
situation.
so
But
this-
he was, he's aware of those situations and has had all of these various locations tested, air quality testing, as well as looking at what those situations are in terms of repair. Yeah, we're working through it. I mean, that's the best way to tell you, is that we have such a number of issues with this old historical complex that we're working through them as fast as we can.
So, and that's one of the things why I wanted Lee to be here, because when I started with you in 2019, these issues were still here. And it's serious with people as they're working and sending pictures and meeting, that people want to be heard. If you're working and you're sitting there for 8 hours, and that's I think this is in the south building, that you're working in mildew, molded areas, the ceiling tiles, where above the ceiling tiles, the asbestos has been disturbed. Because we don't have, going through 4 emergency managers, the upkeep wasn't important to emergency management at all of the buildings. And so I would like to speak with Lee to actually know, and has he seen, and I think that's something we all should, because it's not just this building, it's actually all of them. It's all of them. And so assessing the issues, because one thing is what I'm hearing is people who work after retirement, and when asbestos is disturbed, it can be 10, 20, 30 years later with the microscopic fibers that people are developing cancer. And we know that those fibers, when disturbed, get into your lungs and they're inhaled. So I'm gonna let my other colleagues ask questions and to see, but I know not just here, but with the police station. And I also wanted to know, or do you know, where is he at with the police department, with the ladies' locker room? That's been bid 4 times, I'm told.
I think at this point, I don't know exactly where he's at, but I
Okay.
will put in as a caveat that as we are moving towards the budgetary process, that you keep these aspects in mind, that, his budget is not a very big budget when
Right.
you talk about facilities management. So that is a conversation that certainly one can have with the CFO. And so I would say to council, keep in mind this very issue when you
And I
see an
get that with-
inflated facility
Right.
budget.
I get that 100%. So if we have to take money to allocate to improve these buildings, which are in poor repair, emergency management did not care. And so when people are saying, I'm sitting at my desk and a big chunk of cement fell down in the police department, I'm concerned. The women in the police department, that whole part when women first were allowed to be police officers, it has not had one upgrade, not one. The toilets overflow, the sinks, it's a mess. And it's nasty. And the women don't want to stay here and work. They don't. The men's has been upgraded, but not the ladies. And if you are a female, females go through different type of things that, you're afraid to flush the toilet. So there are some things that I want to speak to Lee, and I'm gonna let my colleagues, but at the end, I'm gonna send it to Special Affairs. I hope you can have Lee here, because we need to address, no one wants to sit in a room where they have a fan on and the carpet is soggy. They don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And tell them if it's somebody's home, they're gonna rip it up and throw it out. And so we need to make sure that when they're working here, that at least you can breathe the air, you can feel comfortable. You don't have to look up and see a rusted pipe with asbestos that is wrapped with that has been disturbed.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Last call. Any discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to send this to Special Affairs. Are you
There's
okay
a
with
motion
that?
on the floor by the Councilwoman in the 6th Ward to send to Special Affairs. Is there support? Supported by the Councilman in the 8th Ward. This is the vote to send Resolution 250387 to Special Affairs.
Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no, though that resolution would be sent to Special Affairs. Let's see if Lee can be there for that discussion. All right, the next resolution is 250388, Metron Front Barnier, for purchase of water meters for the Water Service Center.
Actually, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would actually like to make a motion to reconsider Resolution 250391-T.
There's a motion on the floor to reconsider 250391T.
Support.
Let me go back to my notes. Supported by the Councilwoman in the 6th Ward. This is the vote to reconsider.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Excuse me, Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
And the vote is 7 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no. Now I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to send Resolution 250391-T to council.
There's a motion on the floor to send 250391-T to council. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the amount from 300,000 to 150,000.
There's a motion on the floor to amend the dollar amount from 300,000 to 150,000. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 5th Ward. This is the vote to amend.
It's 6th.
6th Ward. Why do I keep saying 5th Ward? I'm so sorry.
Mr. Jarrett?
I abstain.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
I abstain.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Excuse me, the vote is 5 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, could you please state that the amendment passed?
The amendment passed, sorry, yes.
Thank you.
So this is to send the amended resolution of $150,000 to council.
Madam Chair, it becomes 250391.1, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And this is there any discussion on
Point of
this?
order.
What is your
There
point?
needs to be a motion to send the amended motion.
Correct.
Correct.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to send Resolution 250391.1-T to council.
There's a motion on the floor and supported by the 7th ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st ward, to send the amended resolution 250391.1T to council. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? This is the vote to send 250391.12T to council.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
I abstain, reasons stated before.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Machad?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
I abstain.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no, and 2 abstentions. That will go to council.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
make a motion to send 250388 to council.
There's a motion on the floor to send 250388 to council by the councilman in the 8th ward. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the 1st ward. Any discussion?
That was me who separated it.
You separated it?
Yes, ma'am. May I have the floor?
Yes, you may.
Thank you very much. I just need just a quick, I just want on the record explanation, overview of what this is. Is there someone from the administration that can come speak to this really quickly?
Yes. Come forward, please.
So good evening, council. My name is Howard Hudson, the new supervisor for the Water Service Center.
Welcome. What's your first name?
Howard.
Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Very nice to meet you, or meet you in this particular arena, I should say. I just needed a really quick overview about the water service, about the meters and what's going on there with the water service center.
So.
Can you speak into your mic, please?
It's hard, you gotta reach.
So currently the meters we're using are the Badger meters. And we wanted to move to these Metrons. We currently have some Metrons, but the Badgers are unreliable. They're failing and they're hard to read. They're on the AT&T network where the Metrons are on the Verizon network. And we think that they're a little bit better at reading and easier for us to read.
So you're just switching networks?
No, we're
No.
switching meters.
You're switching the meters, right?
The
And you-
Badgers are on one network and the Metrons are on another network.
All right, thank you. That's all I needed from this. I just wanted to gain an understanding what was happening there. I yield.
Madam Chair. So, this resolution says that this is for an emergency purchase to purchase 190 of them. Is that true? Or is this, because this is $3,000 a meter, that's how much we're paying? Or is this resolution wrong?
No. No, they are that expensive, the water meters.
So water meters, a $3,000, a meter's $3,000.
And yes,
So, I mean, explain the ROI on that. I mean, how do we have a $3,000 meter? I mean, you're talking 3 years to recoup just the cost of the meter of water running through it. How does that make sense?
well, I'm not going to say that makes sense, but that's what they cost. The Badger meters cost more than that.
But so if the Badger meters aren't working, why aren't we going to Badger and saying, fix them?
We
I mean,
have went to Badger and they have,
Because, no
They're
offense,
being-
because we have $500,000 resolutions for water meters. It seems every other month. I know it's not that often, but, and you're new here, but we have water meter resolutions that come before us for $500,000 on a regular basis. So like, how are we going through them that fast? Why are we not calling warranty on them or whatever else? Like, and if this is $3,000 a meter, this doesn't seem like it's sustainable when our water department is 20 million plus in deficit. But we want to spend $3,000 on a meter? Like, even if somebody did pay their bill, it's going to take 3 years for us to just pay the water meter off. I don't, and maybe there's no question there, but to me, it doesn't make one lick of sense, and it makes even more sense now why we're 20 plus million dollars in deficit.
well, I think we're in the deficit because we're not collecting money owed
Even
to
if
us.
we paid, I mean, we're making $3,000 meter purchases that
Every-
have a 3+
every
year ROI, but it seems like we're replacing them before we get the ROI out of them. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Badger isn't keeping up with their end of the bargain. We try our best to find out why the Badger
So why aren't we
meters are failing.
contacting the law department to sue the shit out of them? Because they have to be under warranty and we have to have something from them. I'm like, is there a 90-day warranty and then we're screwed? I don't know what, to me, we're not looking at all the avenues that we can do. We're throwing money at the problem.
So we've sent, so let's just say we have our Badger meters. We'll send our Badger meters back to Badger
Okay,
at our cost of flying them, shipping them out.
sure.
They'll test them.
Jiggy, can you speak in? Yeah.
We'll ship our Badger meters out.
Yep.
They'll test them. They'll send them back and say that everything is fine. So it's like we keep going through a seesaw with them, and it's brutal trying to deal with Badger.
But why don't we have any repercussions towards them if we've bought a product and, you know, I gotta imagine any other meter, any plumbing device has probably a 5-year warranty on it. I don't know what the warranty on these particular ones are, but why aren't we, if they are not executing per their warranty, why aren't the legal department going after them and we just say, throwing our hands up and we'll just go to somebody else and spend even more money?
Well, that would be a question I would have to work with the city attorney with.
I mean, at some point we have to right the ship on the $20+ million. And I'm not coming down on you. I know it sounds like it's just frustration of how we're not doing anything to try to fix the problem. And to me, this resolution, while it comes before us, I'm sure with good intentions, it just exacerbates our problem. Because when these ones don't perform or they don't execute to their warranty, when we send them back in another year, we're going to be replacing Metron. Well, now Badger will come back around. We're now going to replace Metron with Badger again. Like, it's frustrating. And I apologize for my tone, but it's getting ridiculous with these meters. I yield.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So, Mr. Hudson, what is your position again?
The Water Service Center, Water Department Supervisor. I replaced Paul
Oh, okay.
Simpson.
Look, I get that part. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But which position, was he interim for something after he retired, he came back?
Yes, he's on an interim basis. Paul is on an interim basis.
So who's our DPW now? Manager? Who's the old Rob Benzic? Who's the new Rob Benzic? That was and Mike Brown.
We don't have
So we don't have one. I just wanted to put that on the record. Thank you.
on our end.
Okay, so the Badger system was paid for by wind funds. It was a $9.2 million system. It was prepaid for 10 years where the communication would go to your house and read your meter and tell you how much water usage. So are you saying that it's not properly functioning?
Yes, ma'am. It's not. It's
And
not
it goes by
it's-
cell tower. So when that truck goes up and down your street, it's supposed to send that signal. And when it transmit it, my area has very poor, yeah. The broadband is terrible. It is. And so the meters, I know during COVID time, I had to let someone in to change the meter, which is supposed to be a newer meter. What was that, 22 maybe? 21, 22? And so here is my thing. The Badger is supposed to be the Cadillac of the systems. It's supposed to be the best system. You have the Badger app. Is it that we don't know how to work the system? You know, it is supposed to, and I've asked Mr. Moore before, and you weren't here, Mr. Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much is our water leakage that we're using? That system tells you that. You can follow it and keep track of it even on your own phone, but I have the app on my phone, one of my phones, not my personal, because I don't have room for app on that one, but I have that. And so I don't know if it's the usage, because people state in other municipalities, it is the best system. Do we know how to operate this system?
I have every confidence in Curtis, our meter supervisor, or our meter foreman. He does a great job, and he's well knowledgeable about the system.
So how much of our water are we losing in leakage?
To water mains and
Through everything. How much water just goes into
yeah, I would have to.
the
I would have to
Badger?
dig
The
in.
Badger system should tell you that. They should have trained. That is
A wa-
such a good system, and I have researched it, I think, and other people. And so I think that if we get a system that we don't know how to utilize it, then it may not. I'm the one that you're asking, because we're going to have to change out everything. Am I correct? At some point in time, if we're switching,
No, we just switch, all you switching is the meter.
and how many meters total we're going to have to eventually switch out?
Well, there's some of the Metrons already in the system. We use the Metrons currently, along with the Badgers.
So how many are we going to have? Do we know how many of the Badgers we're going to have to change out?
We don't have that number.
We don't have that
precise
number. So does anybody use the app, the Badger app, the water? I think it's on one of these. Do you? Yeah. And if you look on it, I think like less than 5% of people are registered to use that in the entire city of Flint. Also, I think it was with the RAP program, that if we know that people, with you monitoring it, say like you have leakage, or you have a leaky faucet toilet, that part of the RAP program was supposed to come in and say, hey, you have a leaky toilet, let us look at your toilet. And then there was money to replace your toilet or your kitchen faucet, so that people aren't getting these exorbitant amounts of, because we should know when the leakage. Someone should be able to say, hey, we got a leakage over here on such and such. You know, we should be able to detect that. And I know with this system we are.
Now, with the meters, you're correct. It will detect leaks within the house.
Yeah, but no one's letting people know usually. And also the RAP program would come in to say, hey, you got a leak here. You know, we need to, get your toilet replaced, or we need to do these certain things to help homeowners to be efficient. This right here, and you're asked, is this out of my time is going to be up, and I'm going to finish reading while my
In
colleague-
fairness, the Metron system, it also
That's my
detects
time.
leaks.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Thank
Hudson.
you. Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any discussion
Yeah.
in the
Oh.
Oh, you want, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, I'm looking at this app. So,
I didn't even know there was one.
so, it's called Ion Water or something like that. Madam Chair, through you to,
Go ahead.
Mr.
Hudson.
Hudson and Jiggy. So wait a minute, are you saying that the meters that you just installed in all of the residents' homes, they are not working accurately?
I wouldn't say all of them. I'd say a number of them are failing. We're regularly changing the Badgers out, and we need more Metrons to change the badgers out.
We just got them. When did we get those meters?
Point of information, I got mine installed during COVID.
Yeah, I did too. I mean,
And we're sending the Badger meters back to Badger. And they're not telling us what the problem is. They're just sending them back and say they're fine. But we're finding the batteries are dying and they're supposed to be like a 25-year
so
battery.
do we have a warranty? We gotta have a warranty or something. Something, I mean, I agree with Councilman Pfeiffer. This doesn't make sense that we're getting ready to spend out more money to replace the meters, but we haven't done everything that we need to do to make them accountable.
Yes, ma'am. I understand what you're saying completely. And I will look into the warranty on that. I don't believe it's a 10-year warranty with that system, but I will look it up and I can get back with you and let you know as well as you,
Yeah,
Ms.
I'm looking at my app right now. It doesn't, mine says no leaks detected. It's telling me that my usage probably went up a little bit this last week or so. But your usage is up. Yeah, I don't know if this is not working. But I would say, I'm not gonna support this tonight because I would say we need to look into some other things and maybe get with the legal department and see what we can do to make Badger accountable. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
This is the first round still.
Oh.
I allowed her to speak in the first round. Seeing none, this is the discussion in the second round. Go ahead, Mrs.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just really quickly, how urgent is this that's before us?
This is funding for next year. So, I mean, I would say it's.
So the reason
It's an
that
urgent
question matters is because there's a difference between if this stays here, if this goes to special affairs. So I ask you again, how urgent is this request before us?
This is an urgent.
So I tell you what, I'm gonna make an amended motion to give you an opportunity for y'all to figure this out by Monday. And I guess if we don't have it figured out by Monday, we'll be right back in this committee. Madam Chair, I'd like to make an amended motion to send this to special affairs.
It's a motion on the floor by the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward to send resolution 250388 to special affairs, supported by the Councilman in the 1st Ward. This is the vote to send special affairs.
Thank you. Oh, no, we're good. Thank you.
Dr. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. The next, the next one is 250389, grant extension budget amendment, 2022 VGAA fiscal year 2022 Office of Justice Programs, Community-Based Violence Intervention and Prevention Incentive through September 30th, 2026. Oh my gosh, that was a tongue twister. I'll entertain a motion. Go ahead. It's a motion on the floor from the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward to send 250389 to council, and it's been supported by the Councilman in the 1st Ward. Is there any discussion?
Oh, no, you go first.
Usually customarily, the person who made the separation, you want to go ahead and yield that?
She can, yeah, she
Okay.
can go first.
Madam
ahead.
Chair.
Go ahead.
I just, is there someone from the administration that could speak to this? Just got a couple of questions here.
2 of them. Come on up.
Special. Thank you. And as you come, I'm just going to, and again, the thing that I'm asking is, one, for the record, obviously, we have agendas for those in the back, but everyone at home does not have an agenda, so there are people that are watching. Could you speak to this grant extension budget amendment that you're asking for?
Yeah, wanna go ahead? Basically, it's an extension, it's a year extension on the grant. The grant was applied for just over 3 years ago, and the resolution at the times that was approved by council spoke to a timeline of 3 years
Mhm.
and the be it resolved portion.
How much was that original grant for?
1.5.
1.5? And again, this is for community-based violence intervention and prevention initiatives. How much do we have left?
So we have $748,502.64.
And you said 1.5, we started with 1.5, and we have 700 left, just over 700? Okay. What are some of the things that the funding has been spent on so far?
So there's been small grants that's been given out to some of the organizations that comes to our community safety collaborative that's doing the boots on the ground work. So, and that's been about 250,000.
250,000 in small grants? And I assume you have a list of the organizations and the work that they've done with that money as well. Is there a way that we could get a copy of that? And so with the other funding, so you said 250, so with the other funding, what has that been spent on?
The remaining?
I just say it's staff. There's a team that is paid out of this.
There's a team that's paid out of this? Okay. How many people on the team?
There is 4.
4 people on the team? All right. And then I know that there was recently some more community intervention money, correct? Did we apply for that? We did apply?
Yes.
Do you know how soon we'll hear back? I'm really excited that we applied.
So with the recent shutdown, it's been a little pushback.
Yep.
So I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure probably about another 2 to 3 weeks at least.
Another 2 to 3 weeks before we hear. What amount did we apply for?
2 million.
We applied for 2 million?
Yes.
And so when that comes before us, because obviously this had a timeline on it, when that comes before us, are we going to do something different than a timeline just so you don't have to come back for an extension, or how will that be
So
different?
for the new grant opportunity, it'll be 4 years. So this one was 36 months, the new one will be 48 months.
Mhm.
And that's because the DOJ, they had time to like reevaluate the program, and they realized like 3 years is not efficient to implement this program.
And so what's the amount again that you said is left?
About 748,000.
748. And is there a plan for the remaining dollars?
Yes, so majority of it, 450,000 will be allocated to the organizations that's doing community violence intervention work. And then the rest will be staffing.
Seamus.
So last year, before the new administration and main administration came in, we had put out an RFP for proposal for our new mini grants. We were doing it each year. We got a bunch of applications in. Now with the new Trump administration, they changed some of the parameters around the funding eligibility requirements. So we did do an RFP back then. A lot of entities applied. We went through an application process, and we found out that we weren't allowed to fund some of those entities.
Got it.
So that we had to slow everything down with spending. So now we went and put in, based on the new guidelines, put another RFP out for proposals.
So there is currently an RFP out?
There was one out.
There was one
Yeah,
out.
it closed.
Okay, and so with the remaining money that that's not going to go toward those RFP services, what's the plan for the remaining money? Because I know you said it's about 400 and something for the RFP, so the remaining 200 and some change, what's the plan?
So that'll be for staffing and then any other professional services. We also have an evaluation team, which is Michigan State University. So they'll also have a portion of those funds.
And so with the new funding that we just applied for, should we get that grant, are we going to do another RFP process? And if so, how will people know about it? And if we're not going to do an RFP process, is there something that we're going to do a carve out for, so we do some sort of community violence intervention that it doesn't necessarily, and I do want it to still go to grassroots though.
So the new one will be specific to youth and parents and caregivers. So it'll be like procurement contracts specifically with like schools, different software agencies. And
Thank
those
you.
things.
Any other discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
So what was the year? Was it 22?
Yes.
And so on this, it states that whereas the CVIPI seeks to implement evidence-informed strategies to reduce and prevent violent crime in the city of Flint, including efforts to address gang violence, gun violence, based on partnership with community residents, local government agencies, victim service providers, community-based organizations, law enforcement, hospitals, researchers, and other community stakeholders. So what have we done with gang violence? We have a gang violence problem. Last year, 10 children were shot, 6 fatal in the city of Flint. Why are we holding on to this money? And whose department is being? And who are the people being paid out of this money?
So when you say who's being paid, are you speaking to positions?
Listen, see, y'all don't hear them, but they got a list of people. What departments are being paid out of
So
it?
we have a whole CVI PI department, which is Community Violence Intervention and Prevention. So
Who
we
is
have
that?
our program director, I'm the program director, and then we have our community liaison, we have our finance coordinator, and we have our chief resilience officer. That's also
So
being
who are
paid.
those people? I didn't know we had this.
So I'm the program director.
You're okay, and
Yeah.
who's under? I thought you were business.
No.
How many years has Allstate donated to participating schools for every field goal and extra point made? 20 years. That's not 1, but 2 decades of donations. Allstate.
Hey, family, hold on. I just unmuted this. I'm finna go back and find it. They cut the city feed like it wasn't.
They didn't cut right. Hold on, let me see.
I'm looking for it right now.
What did I tell you to do?
Yeah, he just entered the city feed. I might have to go steal it off our page. Wow. They cut the city feed like it wasn't nothing. Did he just cut that down? Fine, give me a second. I'm trying to. I can't believe they cut the city feed like that. Diabolical, them sapsuckers is. I guess the mayor said, y'all got enough. That is rough as hell. Wow, the sapsuckers done played us. They played us like big dogs. Yeah, they took that because they figured we wasn't down there. Diabolical. Nigga had that feed. He said, damn that. Y'all ain't finna be down here doing that like that. That is terrible. Yeah, Paul still running that city feed. Yeah, ain't that something? Yeah, Paul, let me see. Line. Ain't that terrible, man? Well, at least he did. He didn't lie. He's still controlling that city feed. Sap sucker Paul. No, he ain't. We thought he wasn't controlling the city feed. He's still controlling that. Davina, yeah, Snake. They didn't. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, they cut that feed on us and stuff. I'm sitting up here, study over here, trying to watch and see is it coming back on. Yeah, they cut that feed like a big dog. Damn. This mayor is so cold blooded. He didn't want that out there. He shut us down for the night. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I guess. Oh, I'm about to go look on Time Page where she got it from, because I'm on here looking on it. Let me go see. I'm talking about this is diabolical. I'm trying to figure out how we got locked out. Like somebody said it's on Tanya page. I heard how she got it up and we ain't got it. Somebody must be there. They showed this. I'm trying to look for it right now. I'm looking on her feed right now. I don't see her feed, man.
She ain't got it on.
Yeah, she ain't got it on.
That's the
Yeah.
one she got is from the old.
Yeah, she ain't on there. Neely was so gangster. He said, I'll show you something, bitch, or something. It's off. But you can tell Paul was still controlling all of it, though.
But Sheldon told me Paul wasn't working for the city.
Damn lie, did you see?
Looked me dead in my face.
Did you just? I keep, well, when it was going on. Yeah, but when it was going off, you see it was Paul says Perspective Production. Yeah. Yeah. Council lost the internet connection. Boy, this is like spending money. Right when it got down to talk about where that money going. I can't believe Davina used a roughneck.
The internet went out of City Hall.
Davina's a roughneck. Davina's a roughneck with family. Who? Art gone. Yeah, they said Art left. Yeah.
Let's have a show because we are stars and I got stuff to talk about. I got questions.
That's terrible. They took that down.
Listen, my question is, Mickey was in La La Land. Did the meters pass after they asked all of them questions? Did the meters pass? That's what I want to know.
They didn't. They put it. I forgot what committee they sent it to. Legislative. One of them they left for that.
They was already in committee.
Well, they just
said, did the meters pass, y'all? No, Tanya Jones, ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody going down there no more for that shit.
I don't know. I quit going. Wasn't worth going no
I wasn't
more.
going down there no more, catching colds, and
Yeah, that
they had
last
the air conditioner on.
that last little
No.
bug I caught down there. I said I was
No.
done.
And I can't get sick. I can't go around all them people. Go back home. No. For what? And they got their
Oh,
votes.
well, she said send it to Monday's meeting.
And they sent it to Monday's meeting. See, all them questions, and they still sent it. And then let me tell y'all something. I ain't mad at nothing. I ain't mad at nothing. Didn't I say? I asked Mickey.
Oh no, send it to administrative affairs.
We ain't got that no damn meeting called no administrative special
Woodrow,
affairs.
Special affairs.
Oh. Didn't I say about 3 months ago, if y'all gonna give Reggie the money, just give him the money and be done with it. You know? And when I knew it was the deal, we all knew. A10 family ain't crazy. When they voted to give St. Mark that money, we knew. We knew it was a deal. That was when Tanya called in and said, I don't do backroom deals and all of that. St. Mark and Reggie got $150,000. Should have just gave it all to him. Selection season is upon us. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. On the meet Monday, the meeting Monday is like the Super Bowl. This the playoff, and then Monday is the Super Bowl. It's the committee meeting, and then they pass it to council. Monday is when they really cut the check. Cut the check Monday.
Casey said they passed that money for Reggie.
They passed it all that time, all that damn time.
I can't believe he cut the feed like that, man. This mayor do what he want to do.
And did what are they going to do to him?
Nothing.
What's going to happen to him?
Nothing. So how the public? They told y'all come down to council. They told y'all it's optional.
Right. That was a courtesy.
Yeah, Davina said that's optional.
Yeah. Y'all ought to be happy we letting y'all see it online. We don't have to do nothing but unlock the door.
Right. Said it's optional. they wicked for that. Oh, it said the feed back up. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get back to it. Shit. They probably done passed every damn thing. We'll be back to y'all talking.
Oh yeah, it's back up.
We'll be back during the recess.
Oh shit.
Talking shit.
Feedback up. Thank you for telling us the feedback. Oh boy, that man probably said he talked about us like.
Thank y'all for holding on with us. Y'all held on with us.
I think that's the one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Seamus, this is one again, like how did we have this much money sitting for this, like the same thing with the renovation?
For sure.
Yeah. Like,
I can speak directly to this one because I was heavily involved with this.
Okay.
One. So when this grant was originally given to us, the guidelines were this: first year's for planning. So the budget reflected that the first year would be for planning, which was having a lot of community meetings, getting a lot of the stakeholders engaged, involved in the process. The part year 2 and year 3, the direction was to do implementation, which is the community grants, given a lot of the funding for the community grants. We were able to do that in year 2. Going into year 3, a new administration came on board. And if you go back, look over what happened over this last year with the administration, I'm talking about the Trump administration, they wanted to disband all CVIPI work. They stopped drawdowns on all CVIPI work for a period of time. We actually fought really hard to make sure that we could continue this work and keep this funding. And we also in that time had the hack happen. So when we earmarked this grant, this last year would have spent all that remaining money in the community grants category. So we had the RFP done, we had everything ready to go to spend this money so that it'll all be spent on time. Then the new guidelines came out which said, actually, you can't do that now. You cannot award funding to these entities that you promised to award the funding to. So we were told we had to start up a whole new RFP process, which triggered a grant extension request.
So what is the difference between what people could get the money versus what they can get, or the
It's
people?
it's the type of entities that were allowed to receive the money.
Okay,
So
what was the old version versus the new version?
the old version was it could be to smaller entities that maybe don't have the capacity for 200,000, for 100,000, for 50,000. Maybe they have the capacity for 5,000 to do some work with the youth in their area. That's what it initially was for. We would give a large majority of our funding to these smaller entities to receive smaller dollars. Whereas the new guidelines were like, no, we would rather see bigger amounts of money going to a bigger entity that has a bigger capacity, and maybe lump those entities all in together to apply for one pot of money rather than smaller pots of money going to different entities. That's what we've been told. Whatever Trump and all of them just really decided, we'll never know. But we've been told that that's how we need to operate. So this would have been spent, everything would have been done by now. We wouldn't have had to come back to you with a grant extension request had everything been gone the way this was supposed to go. So we are trying to hold on to any money. This was written heavily community funding.
No offense though, but the Trump administration didn't come in until January. So
Right.
you're saying that this
'Cause our-
$750,000 was going to be, like, we had it planned.
We had 500.
We were going to spend it in 6 months?
We had $550,000 in grants ready to award. Yes, we did.
Back in December? Like, why
When
didn't
was
we?
that?
So-
December, and then if you, I'll promise you, Google Trump CVIPI in January, you'll see a bunch of stuff come up. We couldn't draw down, we couldn't do a lot of activities. What's that? We lost our technical assistance providers. This disbanded that whole operation. Yes.
And so we were going to allocate this $750,000.
Well, some of it was to continue paying staff. So, but the large, about 500 to 550,000 was earmarked for these entities, which is a large portion
So-
of that money.
This is only earmarked for $50,000 in wages internal. So how is this paying 100% of multiple people's salary?
It's paying,
So it's only one person that's 100%, which is my position. The other positions are
So
50.
you only make $51,000?
No,
Well, that's what this says.
that's the remaining of this year, of the fiscal year here.
No, this says that this is till the end, till September of 2026.
what page is it? Can you just tell me where you are?
I'm on the first paragraph, or the first graph of the salary. It says 51,000, but you're saying you want this extension until, it says 389.
Gotcha.
So
So he's looking right here.
So how, make that make sense?
I'll try.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the first round?
Madam.
Go ahead.
So I can, I'll give Mr. Shamus, that's my time. You need more time?
Yeah, I need to look at, I don't know. I don't know why that's only 51. I don't know. I don't know.
You think that you can find it in 5 minutes?
Sorry?
I said, do you think you can find it in 5 minutes?
If we can reach out, if we find the guy that put it together. Let me see.
Just no rush, just, you got 5 minutes.
I got you.
You add all these different lines up. Who prepared this chart?
I would say the person who's paid to do the budgeting part of this, who is the one that put the budget together, could probably explain why that's that dollar amount. I can't, so I can't right now.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr.
Because if you add up, all of those lines, you've got wages, sick, holiday. I don't even know, I'm trying to do it off the top of my head where that all comes to. That is not far off.
Dr. Lewis,
All right, well, so if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and yield my time for the second round.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Yeah. yield
Any
my
other
time.
discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
thank you. Through you to the speakers. If I understand, year one was sort of, the ramp up period. Year two, you were able to execute some. Can you tell me about the services or the outreach, or what did those programs look like in year one where awards were made and those providers provided service? What kind of services were they? What did they look like?
So we had Peacekeepers Global Initiative, which are like mediators in the community. They go to different neighborhoods whenever there's an issue. They work with the city, they work with the county to mediate conflict between different gangs. We had community Church Without Walls, so they were doing community events, marches. We had North Flint Neighborhood Action Council. They were doing the cognitive behavioral therapy with the youth over at the juvenile center over on Pasadena. And then, yep, we had the Harmony Fest, which is a resource event that we host every summer. Free wraparound services and just a big community event. We also had Hurley Trauma Recovery Center, in which they provided free behavioral therapy, any resources needed for anybody that was impacted by violence. So it could be vicarious violence, or if you were directly impacted, like if we had people coming in through the trauma center that were shot, they provided those services as well.
So in this next year, how will the services look different than those?
So with the new guidelines from the DOJ, they wanted a smaller amount of entities with larger amounts of funds, because they said they call them micro grants that we were planning on giving out, but they want to see a larger impact.
So what type of commitments for outcomes did these organizations that submitted RFPs, what did they say they can deliver?
So we're looking at social and racial equity. So we have a group that's focusing on that. We have a group that's focusing on outreach. We also have a group that's focusing on bridging the gap between law enforcement and the Flint community. And then we also have people focusing on youth violence specifically.
Okay, and are those sort of four things that you just stated, are they in alignment with what we said? And maybe this is more of a Seamus question. When the grant was originally written, were those four of the tenets or pillars that we said we would be able to execute in receiving these funds as far as deliverables?
Yeah, so the way the grant was written to allow flexibility, because they knew the first year was planning. So the implementation would come out of the planning. So when we met with all the community members, like we had, and I believe Councilman Burns attended a couple of the meetings, and I think others attend. We have a big cohort that attends those meetings from a diverse range, from law enforcement to victims of violence to those that have served time for violence. So the implementation and what you're speaking to came out of all those meetings, and then we send that to the DOJ, and the DOJ approved that plan, so to speak.
Okay, so
Yes.
they awarded us funds with somewhat of a commitment from us that we would come back to them on how and what we would be able to deliver.
Yeah, that's why they were specific about that first year being planning. Back then, under the Biden administration, this was the biggest money ever in the history of this. It was a huge thing in the history of the nation in this space.
Okay.
But they understood that you couldn't get off the ground straight away. They wanted to give that year and allowed for that year for planning.
So the one question I do have, and I think I'll be done here, is The grant period was through September 30, 2025.
Right.
Why are we just seeing it in late November?
That's a good question. So I think it was, what was that? Yeah, by the time we had to go through everything, we didn't get approval till very late in the day. And it wasn't until I was going over some resolutions where I spotted that this had in the be it resolved portion had timelines in there. So we had to make sure it gets to you by the time I spotted that.
Any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any discussion in the second round? Go ahead.
Thank you. So are you working, first of all, do you have a comprehensive public safety plan?
Yes,
Where is it?
I can email it to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so this is for reduced violence, and are you working with the police department?
Yes.
Because I've been asking Chief Green for his comprehensive public safety plan since 2020.
So I can't speak to Chief Green, but
Yeah.
I can speak to our office, and we do have a plan for our office, and I can email that to you.
So what are
However, when at the Community Safety Collaborative meetings, we always have a community liaison officer there. So it's everybody at the table.
So what are your, what's in it? What's in yours?
So we have
Some of
our
your pillars of it.
We have our outcome goals, and that's stronger partnerships, expanded outreach, youth violence prevention and leadership, and then bridging the gap between law enforcement and the Flint community.
Is that it?
Yes, and then it's
Okay.
different, and then there's sub goals under that. So I can send that to you in detail, so
Yeah,
you
if
can
you
have
can
that.
send that, because a comprehensive one is going to deal with intervention, prevention, education, violence interrupters. It's going to make sure that we have measurables, some good plans to look for. There's Portland, Oregon with Cahoots, also Baltimore, Maryland, which had an 85% reduction with they have a very extreme comprehensive public safety plan.
Mhm.
It's a great plan. Detroit has one. And so I think before any more of this money that has not been spent, unless you're using that, because it is very serious. And I'm looking at some of these salaries that are coming out of here. And we should have been doing way more with this. I do want to know for the faith base, that 200,000 that did not pass, did that come out of here also?
Which 200,000?
It was 200,000, I believe, that came, 250 that went to some of the agencies, some of the churches. With that, I know you said peacekeepers, but what are some of the other organizations?
Peacekeepers, Church Without Walls, North Flint Neighborhood Action Council, Hurley Trauma Recovery Center, and then the community event.
How much is paid to peacekeepers and Church Without Walls?
I believe 35,000 for peacekeepers and
Each year?
No, just 1 year. And then
What
20,000
year
to
do we
Church Without
pay
Walls.
that? Could I get through you, Madam Chair, to the city clerk, request to have how much has been paid, where the funds were spent from this, and who did it go to, and the amount, please? Who it went to, and the amount, and what was the outcome of their services? Because we still have a gang problem.
So I can send you their end of the year reports as well.
Yep, we need to be much more aggressive than what we're doing, because this is not enough. That's my time. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round? I'm going to take my time. I think that we need more information before this goes to council, so I'm going to make a motion to keep this in finance.
Support.
I heard Ms. Burns first. So this is the vote to keep resolution 250389 in finance.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley,
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mashat,
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
Mr. Alamin,
Yes.
Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no. That will stay in finance. And I believe our, that was our last one? Yes, it was.
You got ward priorities.
No, we didn't.
We didn't reconsider it.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn by the councilwoman in the 7th ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st ward.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no. We are adjourned at 7:06.
The time is now 7:06. We do not, as you can see. Read the room. The time is now 7:06 p.m. on Wednesday, November 19th. I hereby call this Governmental Operations Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Present.
Ms. Johnson?
Present.
Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Present.
Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mashat?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Present.
Mr. Jarrett?
Present.
You have 9 members present.
Hey, we have 9 members present. It's now time for the reading of the Disorderly Person City Code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault, and battery on disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any requests for agendas changes and/or additions? Seeing as how there are no requests for changes and/or additions, it is now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before this meeting begins. A box was placed at the entrance to the city council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only 1 speaking opportunity per speaker. First public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Chris Morris is not in. Arthur Woodson is not in. David Peachy is not in. Pastor Timothy Hicks.
First off, I'd like to say good evening to the city council and to each and every one of you. Just want to say, first off, also, thank you to Liddell Lewis, LaShawn Johnson, and to Candace Bouchette for your support and your help in our events that we've had recently and the ones that we still have coming going forward. And just want to say, we've been making appeals, we've gotten approvals for funding, but still have not received a dime. And so we're just requesting whatever consideration that can be given to help us along the way, because we have exhausted all funds, but still pushing and pressing to make it happen. What we did, just to give you a recap on a couple of the events that we've just recently done. We did a trunk or treat, but we also did it with giving away coats, hats, boots, and gloves. We gave out over 700 coats, boots, and gloves to residents in the city of Flint. We also gave out candy for our trunk or treat. And then we just fed 200, almost 300 people on this past Sunday for Thanksgiving. We had Channel 12 was there and it was open. And we thank everybody for coming, but we also had MTA to help work with us and support it by picking up residents and bringing them over to the church. And we fed them, and then they also took them back to their residence. And we've been pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's difficult when you are trying to do all you can, but don't have support. And it's sad that we have to go sometimes outside of our wards for support. And the thing of it is, we've requested even sidewalks to be put in. When they were redoing Flushing Road, we asked for the sidewalks to be done at the same time they did the streets. And the heartbreaking thing is when you are there and you go down the street every day and you see people with motorized wheelchairs struggling to go through the grass, that's uncalled for. Because they got to get pushed over into the street to drive, and then they're struggling to get them over into the street, but now they're suspected getting hit. We've had several people get hit. That shouldn't be. The only main streets we have in the city of Flint that don't have sidewalks on either side. And you have sidewalks going in new areas. You have sidewalks going, and they're getting paid for it. And I went to the mayor, asked the mayor for sidewalks. Oh, we'll do it. We'll put it on our agenda for in the spring. But that was last year. And we've gone through another whole summer and still no sidewalks. I have people walking and trampling down our grass because there's nowhere to walk. And so also with that, we have, like I said, we have received approval on the funds, but nobody has said anything. Thank you.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The last speaker for this meeting is LaShante Murchison.
I believe she left, so that was our final public speaker. Am I correct?
That's correct.
All right, seeing as how there are no more public speakers, it is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Johnson.
Madam Chair, I enjoyed myself at your event on Sunday. I love when we get back to our community and feeding the community for Thanksgiving. It was very beautiful, uplifting. I love to attend good events dealing with giving back to our community. Also, I'd like to ask Ms. Zoe Lynch to come up, please. I seen a lot of people was recognized last week for coming to council meetings, so I didn't want to.
Ain't Thanksgiving next week, family. I'm just asking.
You always here and you're smiling and you just here at every meeting. So I just want to present you with this gift because you didn't receive a gift last week.
Oh,
so
sweet.
I just want to thank you for coming to our council meetings.
Oh, well, thank you.
And this is for you.
Thanks very much. That was nice.
And I am done. I release my time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Yeah, that was very kind. Thank you, Madam Chair. That was very kind, Councilwoman Johnson. That was very kind for you to do that. I do want to say to Pastor, I know when it was passed, we only had, I think, 5 votes. That money, I know you have been meeting, I believe, with the mayor. We're not holding it up. I've asked to have it released before. They stated there was an issue where they were going to deduct a portion. I don't know if you have spoken back. When is the last time you spoke with someone in regards to getting it released? Because we did our part. It's now on their part to get it released. We're not stopping it. We passed it. I voted for it. I supported it. I don't know where it's at. And it would have to be through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk. Can you do a referral to check to see where the funds are? Yeah. Oh, she's gonna ask us if it's being held up with I know there were some who had issues with nonprofits. I don't know. I know part of what your problem was, but they were deducting that from your balance. But the balance part, I was told, would be paid. But I do think we need it in a form that it is a written form, not just through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk. If we can get that, what's a referral to find out what's being held up with their funding, because that was about 2-3 months ago that it was. Okay, well, she's going to answer. Also, regarding the sidewalks, your sidewalks have been put in. I've told you they've been put in several times and that I put it in for them. We don't put them in. We send them as a referral to have them put in. I'll send another referral back again, because I've sent it numerous times. We don't have them right there. We just never had them, but I will send another referral back in to them.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response? Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
My original plan was to come and help at your event. However, I have a niece who has moved in with me, and she works, to get her to work, it's an hour round trip. And the timing just didn't work for me to be able to help you to get her to work too. And also, I believe that when we talked last about your problems, that you were having trouble getting certified through the federal system, and that because of the shutdown, that slowed everything down. Have you, just nod yes or no, were you able to get through that process? Okay.
Well, that's his fault for going through everybody. He don't come to me. Yeah, he don't come to
Okay.
me, so this is why he can get
So
set
that's
up.
in the process, and hopefully that'll go soon, and that you'll be able to get your money quickly. Thank you. That's my time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during during council response? Seeing as how there's no one else who wishes to speak during council response, I will go ahead and take my time. Councilwoman Johnson, that was very nice of you, because she does faithfully attend meetings. She also comes and brings good information for us and invites us to events for NAMI and keeps us posted on what's going on there. So that was very kind of you, very well deserved as well. So thank you for continuing to come and keep us posted on what's going on. To Pastor Hicks, so the issue that's going on right now, obviously, there is a bit of a slowdown in the federal government because there's been a lot of department changes and shifts on the federal level, and so staffing and everything has changed as well. I know that you are currently waiting for your SAMS.gov number, but I believe that when you came up here, you were asking if there was something else that could be done, because it's through no fault of your own that you cannot obtain a SAMS.gov number. So if there's another way that we could reallocate your funding so that you could get it a different way. I have reached out to the administration. I've made 2 suggestions. I did that today, and I do have them checking into it to see if we can do it. And if there is a solution in which it can be, the funding can be reallocated through council, they will send it down. And as you can hear, you do have quite a bit of support for the work that you are doing. So they are looking into what else we can do, because the SAMS.gov number is not your fault. That, right now it's not a good time to try and obtain one. And with that, I will yield my time. Moving on to the consent agenda. What is the pleasure of the body?
Move to council.
There is a motion by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward to move the consent agenda to council. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 2nd Ward. We only have one item. Are there any separations? Seeing as how there are no separations, this is the roll call vote for the consent agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 1 no. That moves to council. Moving on to our special order discussion items. The first one is discussion item 250374-T, which is the discussion item of water testing update. This item was requested by Council President Lewis in order to receive an update on the City Council's request for water testing by an independent agency for approximately 100 houses within the 3,400 to 3,600 blocks of Brownell Boulevard. We have 15 minutes for this discussion item. I will yield the floor to Dr. Lewis.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Edwards.
Oh, I see. I see.
All right, Mr. Edwards. So just want an update on where the city is in terms of the water testing.
Excuse me. Yes, I had a conversation with Scott Dungy, who handles a lot of the water testing aspects for the city of Flint. Mr. Dungy seemed to be very, very familiar with this situation and knew of the various residents where they had already done a lot of testing and had made contact with them. Apparently, it involved the city of Flint. It involved Department of Health and Human Services, the state folks, and even the Eagle folks had been involved. They have found no negative, or their test came out negative. They found nothing to say that there was really a problem in that area. So they found nothing to qualify or quantify that. And ultimately, they tried to make contact with residents who refused to allow them access after that fact, after having the various agencies. The state tried to go in and do some testing, and they refused. There were residents who refused that. So it is at a standstill.
Okay, thank you so much. And I want to highlight the fact that the residents specifically said, and the council said, no, they didn't want the city, they didn't want the government. They wanted an outside entity, so like a private entity, because that was the whole mistrust of it all. They didn't want the city to do it. So if the city went to their residents, then that goes against what council ordered to happen and against what the residents asked to happen. So we're talking about specifically with this, you all haven't made any strides towards obtaining private water testing, non-government related water testing. So no.
Who are we? You'll have to let me know who are we supposed to connect with as a part of that, and then what part of the budget is it coming from? Because that's not a part of our budget process. So who would we be looking and referring this to, and as a water testing, because that's what you're saying, you're talking about a water testing, which is our business. So who would we be referring to as an agency, and then what part of the budget is this money supposed to be coming from?
Well, I haven't identified the funds because, we haven't. But yeah, I understand.
We need to know where it's coming out of the budget. We need to know if you're authorizing us to spend money for a purpose, we need to know where it's coming from out of the budget.
Okay, well, what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll yield the floor, and I will turn it over to Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter, because her and Councilman Murphy, they initially, seconded the motion. So I'll go ahead and give it to her.
I didn't ask for the floor.
I'll take the floor.
How you gonna turn the floor?
Okay.
I mean, I don't get that.
Because, I'll tell you, because you. No, well, the reason why is because you and Councilman Murphy, you all put in the referral, so that's why I thought that you may have had something in mind then. But I'll yield to Councilwoman Burns.
Thank you. So, Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
how far are we, because it wasn't very clear. I had stated in the testing, it needed to be Stewart Avenue, because you've had people who died in the 4200 and the 4000 block, going down to Stewart, Fleming, Clio to Pasadena. Is this not what the testing area? And then also, good question with the budget. Let's take it out of that 30,000 opioid funds that we can use anything for. So we can surely do that, because this is important. So are we doing it just, this states at 3,400 to 3,600. I know people have died. 5 people have died in that 4,200 block of aggressive cancers. That's just the four that from Stewart to Sunny Street, that they have 5. And then if we take, and we said to bring it, actually, I think we said to bring it all the way back, because we have got a problem by Northern, Wabash area, people who have contracted other types of disease, which is the end of our water line. And that water has been toxic, dangerous. A friend of mine, her mother lived in the 2900 block of Concord, got Legionnaire's disease. They told her don't use the water. She, at Genesis, diagnosed her in 2022. And so we have got a problem. That's the end of that line. An automatic flusher was put on the corner of Concord and Winona, but they're having problems with that. When they keep taking it off, putting it back on, they're stating that they don't know what's going on. But I know the one over in Woodcroft Estates works, that's sitting up in the front yard, that great big old mansion. We need to make sure we're taking care of all of our residents. And so that one is not even over there. The one that sits in the beautiful, right across from where former Mayor Don Williamson lived. It is a one that is sitting there, an automatic flusher, but the one on Concord, which was new, isn't working. We need to make sure we're doing the same for all of our residents. So expanding that, Dungy couldn't have tested for 100 people, or Mr. Dungy, because if we're doing 34, 30, did you even do the testing? Because you're stating he was familiar. Is he going on his prior test and his prior experience, or did he actually go there and try again?
He just reported to me these tests, that these areas that are being referenced.
What's the
here.
date of his test?
I'd have to get him to come and let you
Yeah.
know what those dates are.
So, because it's gonna keep coming up, because we have seen people with jet black moldy filters. And I'm gonna tell you this, in my toilet, I don't care how many times I would flush it, there would be black particles, but I figured, a day, and I figured it was just the sediment, because I do have the construction that's going on from Oak, Community's First project on Flushing Road. But literally we'd have sediment that would be in the ring of your toilet, no matter if you cleaned your toilet every day, it was gonna be there. If you flushed it if you go to sleep for 6 hours, you would have that ring. And so we need to know the date that he's saying, or I would like for us just to not, let's just get it done. Because I was at the meeting yesterday at the public library. Cancer survivors and families who lost family members. As the city, it is a bad look that we're not saying, let's test it. And so let's test it. We take money for everything else. Let's test and use an outside firm. And people do have trust issues, and they have rightfully trust issues. No one said for 18 months with the city or at the county or the federal level or the state level that you were poisoned. They gave water, or said water that was the color of tan brown, sweet tea, coffee, that, oh, the water is okay. And so people have a right to have trust issues. Take it out that 30% out of opioid money. I think that would be fair. Because these people come and it is serious. And that room was packed yesterday. And so I'm gonna yield the floor.
If I may, that I think that, it is blossoming to a much bigger project. So I think that what I would ask from the administration standpoint is you outline through Davina to the administration, that you outline exactly the coverage area that you're interested in, because then we can take that and diagram what a budget looks like to cover that area and be able to, most likely this will have to go out to bid.
Yeah.
If it's going to be sizable, $20,000, $30,000, then it's gonna have to go out to bid.
I did outline the area. I did.
Yeah,
And
I'm saying that I don't have
yeah,
that, so I'm
I will make
asking.
sure you get it, because it
Yes.
was mapped out.
Yes.
I think it's a GIST map that we used, because at that time, the property portal mapping system was down. So it was with the county system, it was mapped out and outlined. And I will.
Because we're going to be, if we're doing this testing again, and we're talking about numbers of houses, it's going to be about how many houses we actually test
Right,
in the
but-
geographic area you're talking about, and then price that out to determine
And I
how
think we were
much we
saying to
spend.
stop at 100 samples, but throughout this area.
Oh,
And
no,
once we-
I was not aware of that. but
Yeah.
it
And
is-
maybe I will resend, well, we haven't. I think we were all on the same page that night.
No.
Yeah, we were. And so I'll resend that email, and I'll get it to you along with the map, because it was mapped out, because there are problems in that area. And it's not a pretend, when I'm seeing it, she was 78 then, And then I'm gonna tell you this, her sister died in the same house on Concord, 2900 block, of an aggressive cancer. Then she got Legionnaire's disease, and they're both retirees from General Motors. So we got a problem.
We need to deal with testing the water first, though.
Absolutely.
That's, yeah, we don't want to make a lot of claims until we
No, that's
test
not
the
a claim.
water.
That's a fact
No,
that they
it
died.
can't be a fact. It's a fact that they maybe
The
died.
Legionnaires was
We don't want to
checked.
attach it to the water.
The water
till
was
we-
tested.
We don't want to attach it to
The
the water.
water
till
was
we-
tested. Oh, no,
that-
I'm attaching
We
it.
want to
There
test
was
as you
Legionnaires
requested.
in there, the hospital. It was tested.
Yeah, we want to
She
test.
got it.
We want to
That's,
test.
we need to test.
We want to test.
And so, like I said, they put that automatic flusher there. But I agree, we should test. But I'm not gonna mince my words. She had Legionnaires. She was diagnosed with it. She was 78. And so we need to figure out, and I know 5 people in that 4,000 block from Stewart to Brownell that died. That's not even including Mr. Roy Fields' block with the black moldy ones. So, and we need to get those dates that Scott Dungy is stating he had did the samples. Because it sounds like
Prior
he's saying, well, I
test.
did it before, and I just want to make sure that we're saying, let's get some new samples. Because I know all the way up to Berkeley, my toilet had black sediment. And I just thought because they was banging on and redoing some of the sewer. And it was a black, like a charcoal-y sediment that was in there, no matter what, you couldn't get rid of. And the water smelled funny. But I know they were changing to the system because I was Flint Township and Flint, which was a line, which was an issue, because that building was half Flint Township and half Flint on Flushing Road where the new apartments are. So if you could do that, I'll resend that to you
Appreciate
with
it.
the map. Yep, thank you.
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, I ate your time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So when we did the resolution for water testing, it was only for a small area. Brownell Boulevard, I believe, was the area. We did not expand that. So that's what we have been asked for testing, is a specific area. And I was looking for the resolution and I haven't found it yet, but it was just this, we did not expand the testing area from the original at that time. And it was,
Yeah, we did. You didn't
Did-
agree to it, Judy. That was the only thing. She didn't want it.
We did expand.
okay, well, I take that back.
I was agreeing with,
Yeah, because I swear we voted on it, but we didn't agree on it.
Yeah, I think what happened was.
Madam Clerk, do you remember that resolution?
I'm sorry, what resolution?
Through you to the chair. Sorry.
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
The resolution for the water testing, did we vote to expand from Brownell? Or was it, we did not pass any beyond the Brownell Boulevard, correct?
Just the Brownell, the
That's
block
what I
road.
thought. So we did not vote to expand it. It was voted on, but it did not pass. So I want to make sure. Okay.
So my memory was we couldn't nail down the boundaries, so we voted on the original. I don't think we ever even voted on the expanded because we never outlined, we couldn't get a geographic map or something to vote on, but we would address it later. So I think with just the original, but the outer perimeter, we never.
I
even
know that
voted.
what definitely didn't pass. I knew that for a fact. So.
Right.
I just wanted to be clear that we only approved the testing for Brownell Boulevard.
So as this discussion item is coming to a close, I believe Mr. Edwards did make a request. So if Councilwoman Burns can get the boundaries in which she's speaking of, and we can do the 100 testing within there, we'll have to have the clerk submit it to the administration to get back to us for us to approve with the new boundaries, doing up to 100 in the new boundaries.
Point of, but we did approve the Brownell. so-
Brownell is approved.
But we need to get those addresses to them first before the expanded. one.
They have those addresses. It went in the resolution. We said that we gave them the block.
But it sounds like he didn't test the block.
No.
No, they didn't. So, but but what he's asking now is,
to add another 5 minutes to this discussion item.
There's a motion on the floor to add 5 minutes to this discussion item. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 5th Ward. Roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Machad?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Vote is 8 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 8 yes, 0 no, so we will add another 5 minutes to the discussion. Mr. Pfeiffer, continue.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that I'm hearing. So we gave and we approved the Brownell. They didn't test it yet because
Correct.
they don't know where the funding is coming from the couple of houses that we requested.
Correct. So we need to, I think a couple of things need to happen with this. Is one, the specific number of houses within that block that we originally approved need to be identified, the number of houses.
Did we stipulate the number of tests that we wanted?
It's just the block. I think it said 34 through 3600 block. So we first have to it has to be identified how many houses are within that range, because all of them may or may not be occupied. And so we first have to identify that. And then from there, there has to be, Mr. Edwards, if I'm understanding you correctly, depending on how many houses there are, it then has to be put out as an RFP.
Well, when you were expanding it, it was getting very large. I don't know whether that will be true.
So
with
the
100
initial one,
houses.
yeah.
The original, at least I'm going by what the special order item is. It says 100 houses between 3,400 to 3,600. So I'm not sure there's 100 houses in that
No,
area.
there are not 100 items. The discussion item is kind of mixing two things at once. So no. So the initial that we approved was from the 3,400 through the 3,600 block. And then the further discussion that we're talking about now is expanding beyond that, but only doing 100 houses beyond whatever the area that Councilwoman Burns is going to get to the city clerk. But right now, we want to focus on Brownell because, go ahead, what's your request?
The city clerk has it on October the 27th.
Okay.
It was sent, and the city attorney, Joanne Gurley.
Okay.
had it. And I'm getting ready, I'm working on sending that to you right now.
Okay, thank you. So we want to start there with prioritizing the Brownell resolution that we've already passed with finding out how many homes. And then I think what was your process? What did you need your process to be from there? Did you need to first identify the number of homes to decide what the second step was? Or do we need to identify the funding source for you?
I think that both. I think that we have to identify the funding source, so it was already talked about, so in terms of the opioid, possibly the opioid funds. And then the second thing is that based on the nature of the work has to be identified probably in a bid to get somebody, since we're doing this by third party, then we're probably going to need a bid to go out.
Okay, so Madam Clerk, I have a question. If we are trying to say that we're going to use some opioid funding to pay for the testing for the 34 through 3,600 block, does that resolution need to come back to have that specifically stated in there? How do we do that?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, the resolution was a resolution to do all things necessary.
All things, okay.
Which would mean everything that would encompass the funding source, the vendor. It was a do all things necessary.
Okay, so we don't need to bring that back. We're fine.
No,
We're saying we want to look at the opioid dollars. We want to identify that as the funding source for however many homes are between the 34 to 3,600 block. And once you take a look at the amount, the homes and how many actually have to be tested, I guess you can let us know if you then have to put that out to bid, depending on that number. You have the floor.
My colleague over here has the map open of the property portal, and it looks like less than 25 houses.
I just want us to be sure, because I do appreciate you for pulling that up, though. So we have a working number, 25 at the least.
Request for information.
You have the floor.
That conversation, maybe we need to go back to take a look on our point. I don't know what is needed to say, but I did send that map and we were looking at more.
Mhm.
On October 27th, there is a mapped out area. I
Mhm.
did resend it to the city clerk. I sent it to you, Mr. Edwards, and I sent it back to Joanne Gurley, but it covers that expanded area. So I don't really,
That's fine, but what has to happen now is now you need another resolution to expand that. So what we have to do now is work on the resolution that they do have.
for the 100 testing that we can cover within it, up to 100.
Yes.
Okay, so.
And that number is going to include this 25 at the least, so,
Right.
Yep, Madam Chair.
yes.
Can, Mr. Edwards, can we look in one of the MI deals or whatever it is, that coalition, to see if we can find an outside vendor, just so that our hands are clean on that?
Yes, yes.
Versus trying to go through the bid process, try to find one of those already
Yeah,
approved vendors.
I follow you. I follow you.
Thank you. That's all.
So, go ahead.
Motion,
Just go ahead.
your motion on the floor to, what do we do, expanding it? I just sent you in the area.
7 minutes?
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Okay, there's an emotion on the floor for 7 more minutes on this discussion item. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by it was moved by the councilwoman in the 6th ward, properly supported by the councilwoman in the 4th ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley,
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mashat.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis,
Yes.
the vote is 8 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 8 yes, 0 no. Councilwoman Burns, you have the floor.
Thank you. So, Mr. Pfeiffer, through you, Madam Chair.
Mhm.
Mr. Pfeiffer, you were stating, you kind of stopped in mid. You were stating to use an outside agency.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we need a resolution. We have to put a motion on the floor for a new resolution to do up to 100. So it's not, but then to cover the area within the mapping area that I gave you.
Request for information.
What is your request?
Are we saying that, like, Brownell is ground zero?
Brownell is ground zero.
So can we wait for these 25 to come back?
It's not, you don't have the floor, Judy. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because we've got people on Concord. So it's actually, they're all in that same area. They're no more than 3 minutes apart, driving time. And so if we're gonna say what'd you say? Yeah, it's not. And so that area that we have, if we're having problems on Brownell Street, Mr. Dungy stated, then we have other areas that I know people will have their water tested. And so
Well, I'm just wondering, not to cut you
I
off.
don't know if it's just ground zero, because this other area, I mean, when I'm looking at the demographic, it's a different demographic. We have more retirees who actually have better health insurance, who are probably not even documenting it. This area is a little bit, that block, the 3400 block to 36 is smaller homes, and it's not as nice of an area in there.
Well, I don't know, how does that dictate the water quality,
It
though?
dictates who's going to actually talk about their water. I think we have the same
Okay.
issues. You know, I believe they are the same issues in that area. They're all right off of all of Brownell turns into Ballinger. It's the same corridor, it's the same street. It's just, you go across Welch Boulevard.
I just don't want this resolution to expand, to slow down Brownell.
I think Brownell's been slowed down but it's always been
Yeah.
like the same issues. It hasn't been, actually, since 2022. It's been the same. That area is.
Can I make a suggestion? So I suggest we find out, one, how many homes are actually, we have 25 as a working number right now, but let's find out the actual number of homes there, and then we move forward with the opioid funding to test, and then we come and we have a brand new resolution that the administration can bring forward, and we will test the additional 75 in that boundary. So I'm saying that right now we have a working number of 25. First, since we already have that resolution passed, I am suggesting that we get the accurate number and then move forward with using opioid funding to do that testing.
What 100 blocks are you talking about?
No, the 34 through 36. So the ones that have already, hold on. And so we move forward with what's already been passed. And then we have them bring us another resolution, an immediate resolution. And then whatever number is left, we say, so we're going to work with 25 because that's the number we've been given tonight.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we just say, let's do, I know 5 people died in Brownell, the 4,000 block. So let's take care of, if we say, let's take care of Brownell.
No, we're saying the same thing, but the only difference is one, we already have a passed resolution for. All I'm saying is we just need another resolution. All I'm saying is we have another resolution that can be brought to us so that now, like whenever, whenever. And so, and then that resolution can cover whatever amount we have left up to 100 to cover that area. That's what I'm saying.
Right, so we're saying the same thing.
Yes.
I'm saying up to 100, no more than 100, Mr. Edwards, to where we
just need that second resolution, but yes.
And I'm set to put put a motion on the floor for a resolution for up to 100 within that area and the mapping area I gave you. And once we reach that, I guess we cap it, and then we'll share the results and see. And if that's yours, Councilwoman Lewis, because she put this one on, so if that's something that's acceptable for her.
All right.
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Priestley.
Per our city attorney during the finance committee, he said that they need to be, the resolutions need to be approved as to form by the city attorney.
That's fine. So everybody here is hearing the same thing, so we understand what the mission is. Everybody's hearing the same thing. So we have that resolution we're going to move forward on. We're now asking for another immediate resolution that can gladly go through legal to vet. That's fine.
I mean, if we're talking to Mr. Edwards, we're basically talking to the mayor. He's second in charge. I have confidence in him with that.
So Mr. Edwards, and this is just for us so that we make sure that you hear what we're saying. Can you please repeat back to you what you heard, repeat back to us what you heard we're requesting from you?
If I'm hearing it clearly, based on and this is based on the resolution that is already in play, then we're going to deal with the number of, and I would add this to that statement that was made. We're going to be dealing with the active water accounts, 3,400 to 3,600. That may or may not be all of it. And I appreciate what Councilman Pfeiffer said about, being 25. But yeah, we'll be looking at, and I probably can pull that right from the water account and know all the active accounts between those two addresses. So that's what I'll be focused on.
Correct. And then additionally, I guess whether it has to come from administration or council, either way, and go to legal, we are asking for an additional resolution to say, once we determine how many houses are in that area, we're asking for another resolution to test up to 100 in the specific area that Councilwoman Burns just emailed to you.
Yes, and that in order to construct that new resolution, I would say that we need to be afforded what territory you're looking at.
Yep,
exactly
I think she
what
sent it.
addresses you would want to be included in the second one.
Okay.
Yep.
All righty. So I think everybody is on the same page. All right. Well, if everybody is on the same page and there's nothing further, we will go ahead and close out this discussion item. Moving on to our second discussion item, 25039-2-T. Mr. Edwards, don't go too far. Discussion item, stolen City of Flint garbage cans. A discussion item as requested by Council President Lewis regarding City of Flint trash cans that are being dropped off at residences and then stolen by neighbors who are then putting out the stolen trash bins as their own, suggesting that they are not being scanned by the vendor as promised. I will now turn the floor over to Dr. Lewis.
Madam Chair, I received correspondence from Ms. Griffin, and
He's speaking to your mic.
Pardon?
He's speaking.
Okay, sorry about that. So I reached out to Ms. Griffin and she brought it to her attention, and so I'm waiting to hear some more correspondence. So I would like to leave this on this committee so I can give the body an update next meeting.
Okay, thank you. So it has been requested by Dr. Lewis that we wait for Ms. Griffin's correspondence as far as the trash bins are concerned and that we leave it on here, we leave it in this committee until next committee so that we can have a full discussion item with further details that will be provided. So if that is the case, we will go ahead and close out this discussion item, and I will make, there's a motion to adjourn. Is there support? It was motioned by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 2nd Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
They going home. You live, weren't you?
Ms.
They're
Carter?
going home. I'm
Yes.
tired. I fought hard tonight, family.
Ms. Burns?
This is one of
You
the
know
hard. I fought hard to stay woke. I'm tired at home.
This why we don't go.
Yes.
I thought tonight was
Mr. Pfeiffer's
just some
not in.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Jared?
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought it was. Y'all see the
Yes.
play? Yeah.
No, I mean, is
Casey,
that Dr. Lewis?
Casey, we see the play.
Yeah.
Ms.
Hold on,
Johnson?
hold on. Keep talking. I gotta answer this.
Okay.
The vote is
It's
7
terrible.
yes, 0 no.
The vote is
I'm
7 yes,
gonna
0
give me
no.
something
The
to
time
eat.
is 7:52 p.m. on Wednesday, November 19th. I hereby adjourn this Governmental Operations Committee meeting.
I know.
Yeah, this is rough, fam. Yeah, that was it. They shut it down. They shut it down right there.
15. Okay, 8:15 then.
Yeah, they shut it down. Family, I'll be up in the morning and y'all
Listen,
can
wait a minute.
kick it back,
Wait a
whatever.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't wait for the nightly nip tomorrow night. Because I'm not going to have no nip tomorrow. Because it's a lot of things tonight I got questions about. And I'm sure that y'all got questions too. And I'm not upset. Where is Lummy on here? Where Lummy at? Lummy, Jaja Boy, Marcia. Nobody, we're not upset. We're not upset. We knew that this was going to happen. But I'm just saying, you should have just gave Reggie all of his money when he was here and he asked for it. And dear council people, when you go back and they clip this part and send it to each one of you tonight, can you just please consider saving the whole city of Flint? I do want to save the people over there on Brownell and the other 75 people that stay over there. But I do want to save some people that stay next door to me or down the street from me. Hell, I even want to save my damn self. I want to save my cousins over there in the 1st Ward. I want to save my friends and family that stay in the 4th Ward, the 7th Ward, the 8th Ward. So I was a little upset tonight as all of you didn't fight to have the whole city of Flint water tested. The whole entire city. But I don't believe it's going to happen because remember, our governor said the water was fixed. And our mayor has said in press conferences, and he just looked me in my face about a month ago and said, our water is the most tested water. So I don't think he's going to be made to look like a fool. And then test the water after everybody above sea level then said it was fine. But I could be wrong. But if they do, just counsel people 1 through 9. Just think about the rest of us. We kind of want to live too.
I'm out. I gotta go grab me something to eat now. Peace, family.